everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the April Scraptastic kits. This is the 14th layout using these kits and it took me 43 minutes to complete. I'm going to use two photos. One is 4x6 and the other one I cut it to approximately 4x4. And I'm going to mount it on this minty green cardstock. And again, there wasn't a lot of green pattern papers, but there was quite a few die cuts. So there was this minty green cardstock, and there was also that forest green cardstock. So I'm going to put the two of those together, and then there was that chevron greenish minty green pattern paper, and that's all I had left was that little square about 6x6 with pieces punched out of it. And so I used up that pattern paper to its entirety. And now I have to figure out, how I'm going to hide those circles that were punched out. So I'm going through the die cuts that I had pulled aside. And again, I just kind of sat on my bed and pulled, all the die cuts that kind of went together with the leftover pattern papers and cardstock. So all of this did come from the kit. There was a die cut that said going places, and I thought it was quite appropriate for a bike. And then there's another little die cut that said right now. And then the die cut that said life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. And then the little bicycle on a pixie stick or a stick. And then there's a couple of other die cuts that's, that said date, location, so I'm going to use it on this layout. There was a speech bubble from the chipboard speech bubble, from Daily Flash. Mine completely blank right there. And now I'm going to, do my title, and it's pretty simple, my new bike. And I'm going to use my thickers that came in the kit. And then the word my, I'm going to use the fancy pants letters that also came in the kit on a big 12x12 sheet, that one right there. And it's the circle one, and it's sort of creamy letters on a black circle. And there was an arrow that was in green, and I tried to use it on this layout, but I just couldn't get it to work. But instead, I'm going to use the puffy stickers that are arrows, and I'm going to use it on this layout. Now, again, I want to hide those circles that were punched out of the pattern paper. And it's also a great way to ground your elements, like your base for your all your embellishments. And, for a boy page, sometimes I'll use a doily, but most of the time I'll just use like a Project Life card or punch out circles from the pattern paper. So this time I decided to punch out some circles from that polka dotted pattern paper. And the back side was all the tickets. So it's the crepe paper pattern paper. And I'm just fussing with the title. And I mean, that pattern paper was just, full of holes. But it works. Once everything is glued down, you can't even tell that most of it is, I used it to its full potential because the background was all these nice big circles in different colors. And I love to use them on the layouts and, as again, grounding places for my embellishments. Now I'm going to start fussing with the title. And that's one thing about the thickers is it's nice in a way because when you're trying to fuss where the title is going to be, you can move them around without, ripping your pattern papers or your papers. But if you don't add that extra glue, you will find them at the bottom of your page protectors. Now there was a little bicycle that also came in the kit. And I'm just going to glue it with the title. And again, the title is just my new bike. And now at this point, I'm feeling good with all, the die cuts and everything. So I don't like things shifting around, so once I know the base of my layout, I just stick it down and then I start fussing with the embellishments. And I just use a combination of ATG and my wet glue. If you see me using my ATG, it's because I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to like it the first time the way I put it down. So if I use my ATG, it gives me a little bit more leeway than the quick dry adhesive. Once you glue down that quick dry adhesive, that's it. Like once it dries, it's just done. But as far as the ATG, it becomes permanent, but while you're just playing with it at the beginning, it's still movable, especially if you don't push down, firmly on it. So I added some foam tape to that die cut that says life is like riding a bicycle. And that foam tape is from Scotch 3M, and I got it at Custom Crops. And it is a massive roll, and mine is coming down quite a bit. It's quite a bit smaller than when I bought it. But I bought it in March of 2013. So it's about 15 months old. 15 months that I've had it. So there's still quite a bit considering. I think I would have gone through way more smaller packages than I have using this this big roll. It's a big price at the beginning because if you look for sales, you'll get it for like $30 to $33, but the normal price is like $42, $43. But those small packages are about $5 a piece, and there's not a lot of foam tape. So in the end, you do end up saving some money. Now I'm going to, work on the top layer. I glued down one of those half circles, one of those labels, speech bubble, chipboard speech bubble that came from the Daily Flash collection. And then there's a little die cut that said my story. And I tried to use it on this layout, but I can't get it to fit anywhere. You see me moving it around everywhere, and then I decide, nope, it's not working. Now I'm going to put the date using these Tim Holtz tiny stickers, so it's just 2012. And there's a few layouts this month that I did that's basically based on the die cuts and not the papers, because as I get closer to the end of the kit, I'm out of pattern papers and I still have quite a bit of die cuts. So I'm going to do a few layouts that I basically use die cuts. Because now, today's June 17th, I'm actually working on my May kit and I'm starting layout 6 on my May kit. And I did 18 layouts using the April kit. So now I want to add some interest to the edges of this page. So I took some gesso, put it in a plate, added some water. I'm taking my number 10 round brush and I'm just going to color the edges or paint the edges of the layout. And I'm not being fussy. I'm making some lines very thin, some lines thicker. And it's, again, just to add some interest to the page. Because, you can either cut it down and add another 12 by 12 in behind it. But like I said, I'm running out of pattern papers in this kit. So I just thought I would do this to add some definition to the edges of the pattern paper. Now I'm going to want to add some big splatters. So I added a ton of water on my brush. I'm again adding it to inside, the gesso. And then I'm adding some big splatters to the layout with the gesso. Instead of using Mr. Huey ink, I had that on the plate anyway, so I figured that I would use it. So I'm going to dry it up because it is, quite wet because it's water and paint, and I don't want to end up getting it all over the place. And I like to put my layout on a board that I got at a bacon board or whatever that I got at the dollar store so that I don't warp my mat. And if you see the different tones like in the video, is now I have a new video camera that I'm filming with, And it's going to take me a while to get used to, how to put the lighting and all this stuff. So if you see the different tones, that's what it is. I actually use 2 different video cameras for this layout. Now I'm going to take out some twine in black and white. I'm just going to ball it up and add it to each of the layers, or not the layers, but each of the embellishment clusters. And I'm going to glue them down using my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. So to give you a little update, I went to that scrapbooking retreat this weekend. I only got 7 pages done. Long story. Ended up with lots of pain in my shoulder. But I still had a good time. And now I'm I'm 6 pages into my May Scraptastic kit. So in 15 days, I got 23 pages done. So I'm feeling good about that. I'm getting caught up on my kits. But I'm going to keep uploading a page every second day because I have lots of packing to do, and I'm just going to keep these videos sort of on cue so that I can keep uploading every second day. So here are a few close-ups of each of the little cluster, and that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.